in the brew about the reports. Naimos, President John Dramani Mahama, set up said they should fight against Galamsey. Reports and that if Ghana Police Service, however, following the clash across with Sutifi North and South. Utiemu here, the MP Okupim was and same way in a apparently, according to Erastus Donkono, he was acting on the orders of Collins Dauda. Because Collins Dauda was not in the country. So Collins Dauda, we are learning currently, he is in South Africa, okay, for the Pan-African Parliament and so forth. But then yesterday, the arrest of the MP, Okupiem Mohono, Menoka says, MP no, we implicated Collins Dauda, and now word coming in is saying, if the MP, that MP was acting on the orders of Collins Dauda as a senior colleague, then it means that Collins Dauda no, immediately he comes to Ghana or Siko to Kape and now, for context, if you guys don't know exactly what is really going on, we want you guys to look at this particular video because Utie and now sharing somebody that Ghana police for Edibaya. Osha was say IGP direct CID headquarters to take over investigations into attack on Naimos director and his team at Chidium. A Sutifi North MP invited to assist the investigation. So a Sutifi North MP no or no any constituency and I didn't say Sutifi South, but Esan say Sutifi South MP no air Collins Dauda no or no free a Sutifi North MP is encore no go make sure that one more actual money be jump. So the big question is Collins Dauda into Galamsey? Sa site na 9 was for Kohono. Is it for him? In fact, before then, I share this particular video because Collins Dauda Babe Kasa, but that is not sparing him or going to shield him from the arrester so far.
Go. Watch out.
So I'm tempted to say, Sebu, once a criminal, always a criminal. Now I'm not saying or insinuating Collins Dauda is a criminal. Before a video will and you understand exactly what I'm talking about. But then Utie in Sema a Ghana police for Edibe Tuja Snidi can kayano. And a Utie in Sema Erastus Donko so Edibe Tuja. You will clearly see Collins Dauda the course with Sutifi South no. Nipa no take ya Collins Dauda. Now Collins Dauda babe kasa beforehand the team some of their baby to but we share news card whereby or say Joy News Erastus Donko alleges a Sutifi North MP Ebenezer Kweku Ado led thugs to order Naimos to release arrested Galamsey kingpins, citing orders from a Sutifi South MP Collins Dauda and later attacking them after arrest and after refusal. So now no a Sutifi North MP need there or a proxy. Which means ono die because uti someone no be tuja oso no okwo yie but essence oil Sutifi North MP no a Sutifi North and South omo the same vicinity into okwo Collins Dauda no aka check Collins Dauda say yie bi wa ha nyina yen kombum ofre Collins Dauda na Collins Dauda so over South Africa e ho na Collins Dauda ka chen say se uwo a Sutifi your friend says South there bibi e ko so e wo ho mate se Galamsey nkofo bi aba be che Galamsey fo bi wo ho mesro ko ho into okọ ho no e na Collins Dauda apparently no man reinforcement is a reinforcement no e ye wo mu a video ni e hwe no na omudi Collins omudi a Sutifi North MP nature boys in Basarande ho e na soldier for yakọ omakọ Galamsey kingpins no they ended up freeing them because you no move for your pipe glasses near the now some di can do two and Collins Dauda babe kasa as always no or cast onu do nim hoshe na ebimu na eframe at the now let's put this on the screens or say the NDC government has turned a blind eye to their own party members who are seen on camera heavily protecting Galamseyers, yet they are chasing Chairman Wontumi. So the big question is, you guys are going after Chairman Wontumi. Meanwhile, Naimos Amusume Kreti apparently which is going to fight Galamsey no omo ko some koche Galamsey operators apparently no boys are no mu ye join Galamsey site no concession no apparently or allegedly no you say Collins Dauda they are working for Collins Dauda it's one bet sure mo dey also muja omo, which means that the law only applies to MPP for mo illegal mining, but it does not apply to ministers and certain MPs. They are doing Galamsey broad daylight, but Mahama administration omi yomini. Inti osha in sema ewa siena na se die nipe supposed to ya asa yekoko take Collins Dauda in sena or say political backers of Galamsey and politicians that protect the Galamsey concessions or miners need to be stripped of their position. Children are dying, kidney cases are on the rise, babies are being born with birth defects, and yet members of parliament for Isutufi North MP, that's Isutufi North MP Ebenezer Kweku Ado, a member of parliament for Isutufi South, Honorable Collins Dauda, were implicated according to a racist call for hindering the efforts of Naimos. Now, Stam D kind two Jano. Currently, no Collins Dauda or South Africa, okay, but then we can say in the course boba because people are pissed off. Say, Massa, ultimately yes, I niema we because Osha MP a year for Chiana Paga. Or say, if truly Collins Dauda is involved in Galamsey, trust me, the NDC will take him on. Mahama is showing this by ordering for the arrest of a Isutufi North MP. She says Isutufi South MP Collins Dauda don't need Ghana. Baby, I learned this. If he should come to Kutuka, he will also be invited, or he also needs to be picked up. Now, Collins Dauda Babekasa, and then the politicians have a ringing tone. Yeah, China MPP for na ye or NDC MPP for na ye or MPP near NDC for na ye. He is saying say ebimo and framing up. Let's listen because we need to give audience and I'll say a man opportunity no be in one. In Tienko Chin Sema Collins Dauda from South Africa all can arrest need ye beba. Or yet the arrest will come. There's nothing he can do to stop it. Yes, video we ye babaka it for you better us because there's definitely more to talk about.
Yatu ni Ghana, Mr. Wanidi Mwang.
South Africa or Johannesburg. African Parliament meetings.
Oh, okay. Is that we a member of the Pan-African Parliament?
I mean,
oh, nice. But wechi ujaye hokoye wechi di yesisiano nyoma nshada enkoye. But of course, I mean, was some amount of the opportunity na umaye what you know about the story and then question be or metimi edi ebusao. The SC ewo constituency Naimos attack a course so ne in some SC and range no a day na unim efa me pacho.
Na that's it. Pan-African Parliament meetings and if you Ghana by na so many calls from the constituency soldier for be about operations na assemblyman baby I don't say I dare no course on na me yes assemblyman call na me musa the leading team no na oma me briefing assemblyman no the leader of the team no wa na me ankasa o kacha brand o kacha assemblyman say wa na me ankasa so just me confirm that course no so go so eba nti emuna Isutufi of MP from say or be year or meme conference or agency. The mammy who say or MP Miss say or no was wrong on corner me commander of the team no and Casa if you are your only refuse to talk to me. The man the Honorable Ebenezer Kwakwado Ba Assembly no ni plan be also about. Na pa me person me briefing a free team no and a man the cast one on call. In fact, say assemblyman kwa mama kaka ado kwa nko men assembly. The kwa na pa. We the MP there commander na me kasa and on my briefing, so I bet this will be a Galamsey or na a demolition in Yamina. Man can't be a phone no crowns on drop for you in the process. My friend back. A chill crown and Betty said, or more if he there be a adrenaline Kasai, a call police station. A man war a whole more attack or man be a attack or more police station or I said, give money.
Okay, now, Mr. Timer, Honorable MP for Esutifi North. Eko drew site wa or de phone ne ma say one Naimos commander nen Kasano. Specifically, a day now catch a commander no.
Commander mi busano your no ho. And was say or by call gosu. And a pan won't be a Galamsey or ho. And you must see how we deal with the situation. It may not quite and Kasa. The phone a call off. When the case was a Galamsey as a man and 12 bound time who got myself a busasa a day. Gabby.
Ain't you didn't instruct commander ne say omo watch woman no onyai won.
Tappy. So a Christian or a woman now where Christian so a woman now on cross na Yesu person. No he Yesu any. No one can make cancer. So any woman now on put up cross on for Bible. I can hold the Quran and swear. No come on, call your uncle, but then a land of drop away. O Canada, man, coffee and chill.
Na timer Esutifi North MP ene wo Kasano. A ma hu se obesin akwa yie. A wo sre ne se be yanka onko site wona wuntumi ne your friend saying Naimos for no Kasano. Mu dwen hu se bia o kono mfa young men bi ni na chi enko ho ana.
Wo so kwa yie. O so kwa yie. I'm a dream with that. Pespen and person, Penny Cassan will be from the cake. Why would I even think, say, Uncle Fatas go attacking? And attacks not a my account. You see, baby, many commander no Cassayan, and your honor attacking this year. Oh, you heard you, man. And now, Oberhausen police station, I buy a formal report. I hand the suspect in Naimos over to police. I want to attack this year. And if I'm smart, taxman. If I'm smart, is one fact. Chief, say, we be quite dear, but more canal. No friend, Nakasa. What was the point speaking to the commander? Menena Kasaya Day. So my tax about attacking, Menena Kasaya Day.
Yeah, me Busasa question.
And you obiswa. Commander will be a minion. He was commander in Sinane. They are number 4. I didn't even know so no woman about on a crowd. On the 7 Menena Kasaya. So why would I organize tax? Let me catch a member of parliament so only tax and then go attacking. Where does it jail?
Yeah.
Now, for following the whole issue about so one person who has been caught in this whole crossfire, Esutifi North MP, Honorable Ebenezer. Now, Saba pay no Nisama Abano, you clearly see, say, at the end of the day, no, or no, the NDC Okwe it was Esutifi South. No, Okwe was Esutifi South. It sounds Esutifi South, MP, no. Sebu, the constituency hono. What I say, Sutufi South MP Collins down there in the constituency no konos oh. And my main fa a year, my fellow NDC MP in 10. I'm kind of say me ko ye into Ombe Jame because a year na me ban me ba with Sutufi South, which is his constituency. Into a fair Collins down and a Collins down that say onikronum. And Chebiana Collins down that enyan in TSA. A soja phobia bakrum or mochichenko for and no cast oh. Minua se uwo krom ho dia. And ye kone kwahwe mame. Into this particular MP aye kan ansema ni picture e wo screens no you could see clearly say ono de o se onim ho hwe na mom nsem na ba ye ni din e na ye bu na ono so aba be kasa enti bi e wa ko tie nsem o de aba be to info because at the end of the day no the Ghana Police Service have ordered for the arrest of this particular MP involved citing say ono lead ye e ma soldier for mko also mko ye aban juma and I said they want a civil work by arresting Galamsey. So this man led thugs to arrest the soldiers and the police people there. It said papa you know na so an pay ye. So the whole thing na air cost you realize say ama esuti a year North MP Menuka say no sisiano na so ayeshi pa. But then following this, so see can do jano. In some way, people are also calling for the arrest of Collins that as need can. But if we into screen see we are near in Sema a year feed North a year MP on also Odia Babe to say arrest na a year IGP any Yoko friend no obeko. But then onim hoshe. But then in some way in our costume, people are saying says so we will why from Collins Dauda. You see, Collins Dauda a personal or my NDC for watching pa. The previous administration, former Attorney General, no, a year Godfrey Dam, he was investigating a year Collins Dauda, who was then the Minister of Works and Housing for a year fraudulent, a year 200 million Saglemi housing case. But guess what? John Dramani Mahama by a drop case, no. Okay, and this same man is allegedly now being involved in Galamsey. So you see where the whole thing is going right now. Okay, you're holding on with that. This particular MP who has been caught in the whole crossfire and wababe kasa a ochim. Inti yenko tie in sema odi tuja. How he even got here because you see arrest now benin no Collins Dauda no ni din be PM you fine ultimately no he will be invited by the police but then nipa apparently ni nyina obi atene omonsa won so say omo no lead this particular attack on the soldiers anka ye kwako Major Mahama ni case ba be repeat no honorable Ebenezer Ado inti enko share this particular video na ye ntie insema onu so di tudwa e babaka e beto aso.
Good. Inti let's get straight to the point. Metie won komo a anope woni omanhene Kwabena Asante edi ewo Adom FM and amakan with statement while we issue here. Subsequent to that no I've also read the Ghana Police Service statement on Mode Abba. There is a little gap in the narration between what the Ghana Police no. In only your mind in common metres, I will say time a Collins Dauda catcher will say Cosite or no ne Naimos commander in Casano. Oh, Kosana only constituency executive, Bakwana Mienu.
The constituency executive vice chairman in
vice chairman and our driver.
I'm a driver.
Now Obian can who you.
Daddy.
Police statement say while the team were preparing to hand over the suspect to the Hwidiam police station, the MP reportedly arrived with a group of men and demanded their release. When his demand was refused, the group forcibly removed the suspect's handcuffs and chased the Naimos team from the scene. Into police for some preliminary investigations, no. Dear Omahu sa we ye no not just say Omache suspect no ewo bruni krom ho. Omo the handcuff agu on. The one Babe saying about the call your friend is saying Hwidiam police station. It omo prepare corner na one group of men ebae and amusi omunyi handcuff nim free one sa. Omo ampre na boys no forcibly eyi handcuff no and amu chasing Naimos from a free ho. Honorable.
Obi enye sanity okay release am the buy and the police investigation there is no point at which I may call ya me the phone no ma Naimos leader say or maybe your phone on Kata, which was alleged. No, my son free will be many one and age until at what point in time na me free or call her far those people now or more alleged so maybe or mobile. No, at what point na me free 9 months for no me no on me free or call ya me psycho far or mobile. Look really any.
Enti mufri broni krom ho eba hwidiem police station no woni Naimos for ni nyina free ho besen ko hwidiem ho.
Yes, so mutu o car na na me so me movie me so me car no and me be actually. So we all arrived at the place. Na omo no police station once and I mean police station because no mo car no be anim.
And at that point omo di omo ko nyina na handcuff egu suspect nensa.
In fact, car now no was another pickup. So me use car me use which is party pickup. And then I'm a denanti. Yeah, two very and I'm a denanti. Then I'm do much as to what happened behind me, the maintenance. But police station or me no the suspects in taking their statement. I was there with the Naimos team plus the regional crime officer.
Suspects now Naimos for net see or more broni chrome hono. Unimomo, do you know them?
Yes, I know them. I know Ovidium thing for 9 years. And I know them.
Unimomo, yes, apart from say or more Ovidium on Unimomo as Swimo, who are they? What do they do?
They extract gold from the tailors are more Ekotodeba feeding. That is what I know, say and other business. No, almost drilling boreholes in the account. They have machines on the drilling boreholes, and but I have known them since my workings in Radium before I became a member of Parliament.
O call site or before say Honorable Collins. Obe friend na one commander na kasa no one kasa nkomo be na one commander ni die
no me quite you know I was going for a funeral until me gradually didn't know who said tension. That was yes. When I called Honorable.
Sure.
And I said until I went straight. Honorable was on the line. I went straight to the commander and identified myself as the member of Parliament for City North now. I needed to say on the leader no Ekasa. No, I didn't know the leader as at that time. I know I identified no Homali. The share na part in the Bonona, it didn't go on tea. And I'm in man so on your opinion in Casa. So I handed my phone over to him. And I was with him. I was with the my son cover the
Me pacho udru hon a soldier for an inquiry suspect no match your money in the war, and another other young men a free chrome abba side ho.
They do honor soldier for no and suspect no motive form and bakujinaho. But there were other young men who were also standing behind that. They couldn't come to the place and soldier for no or more head there also. There were people already there. There were some of the boys already there.
Oh, okay. There are reports that suspects now police for what say one more party for within the area. Can you confirm that?
Well, for that I can't confirm, but I know that they are in Vidiemo or more and I can't confirm whether they are party boys, registered party boys, or sympathizers of the party. But as youth, and I know them. No more.
Before Samuel drew in the Mudru Hidium police station, no time I would be Naimos car next year. Mukodu Hidium police station. No describe the scene and the police station on a train. Mudru Hona a hot saying.
Before you do police station, it is free Brony Chrome one. abe block o ma party cars wo kom ho a you unya e kwan na o move it really said e na bi mu so ejire na police station na ni mu ho
meaning say na ebi o manya hint say Naimos for na chinkofo bi obroni krom mo de o mo ba na
ana me so me suspect.
Oh, okay. Enti mudru hono na nipa na bodom pem sa na mo fa mu a call police station ho e mo control statement, no right?
You do have nipa na bodom pem no say soldier for no di camera police station ho. And I mean so me pack car na me so me ko wura ho bi.
Okay.
And see, as at that time, no, now the people are just marking up because now I see the news, no, are trending with Chrome Hub, you know, and we all see the Akrano AP about the ready also, so I was with them in the police station. Me know more than the police station. And Sakrana, regional crime officer, Baho. Ama the Kenya State District Police Commander so about mobile the two same and the FPU commander Mr. Kufu omina no mobile na me no inside the next soldier phone was no be anti MP
o statement o kaza wona wo frɛ zongo chief ne sa omra
yes na omodo so no said na crowd na ba no na the who say I need to engage other opinion leader, and he was the one I called. The Sumama Omuku because of the video move.
Omuwie bibiana Zongo chief car na di soldier for ni free hoko New Montano. O san so to aso ko waye no.
Actually, you know the Mantini uncle say, "You remember that? Na me yene say me dika for a year no dey wo ichire na me be wie me krum." And he said the scene no sikwaye, you know, from there 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. No, I was stuck there, ensuring that you didn't maintain peace and order. Until around 5 o'clock, now me who says the team are resolving issues. Now, police for no, I take you over the regional crime officer. I take you over the some of the items are Naimos for no CZ, you know. No, who say I say they're thinking about for because at that time we not zongo here no. I catch them say or kofane car and I know the zongo here no say boys no epenato muti. Ono no de ne car ba dia anya de say bibia be and I so me crowd mona me coin. So I couldn't go to the actual funeral because it was 5 o'clock almost. There was time me back me constituency about a year now a woman. So I only managed to attend 3 of the funerals and Saturday in SMECO because a year no April 5. But me call 3 because of the incident, you know, my car hoche.
Police what on Safrel?
Yeah, as we speak, I've had an invitation from CID and I'm honoring it. My leadership here, cohort, I've spoken with them that I'm availing myself.
What kind of leadership? Leadership, parliamentary leadership.
Parliamentary leadership.
It is CID for say NDC na bra.
Okay, they have sent an invitation via social media, and I'm also responding by making the arrangement to go there. As I speak, I'm in my majority leader's office. I'm a transfer of the Bami and my lawyers have also officially issued a written notice. My IGP said we are going to comply with the invitation. Because
officially the police statement, no, the allegation against you, where you almost second paragraph, the member of parliament for Certificate North, Honorable Ebenezer Kwekuado, who is alleged to have incited the mob and obstructed the Naimos team, has been invited to assist ongoing investigation into the incident. Yomo, this is the allegation they are going to investigate you on. What Jen is saying?
Yes, I'm going to comply with the investigation, and like I said, my lawyers are also written. Say we are going to comply. It's an allegation, and we will comply with all that matters for us to get to the bottom of. I'm a peacemaker, and I don't want to have any issues with it.
O set it out from fear on the first, no. Na ye and a woba besen ako. Following the SC nyina do you regret even going to the site? When no.
No, I mean no me ho because me who say ebi amanko ho a nanka de edisina ebi a ebecha de esi enti me ho ase betimi aboa ama ya asisi wo baagi no ebi antimi ansi wo but okay police report to abanyina obi ani ho a mo indicate say
Actually, following this whole issue about Nipa, or the center of all of this, Ebenezer Asari, who happened to be the member of parliament for Isutufi North. Ono di kan edu say indeed a police for a friend is umbra. But then in all of these things, a police for a friend is umbra for his involvement in apparently leading thugs. Say Ebenezer Adu, leading thugs say onko. No omunko a soldier for match Galamsey yes no on you so ni moshe but then Nipa odi can break his stories no Erastus Donko now Erastus Edin Simbi Ababe Tuja said this particular man in some all can Ebenezer Adu in some all can intro because o share blow by blow account by na he went there and even demanded say handcuffs near dia share one more ya cho mo so mo ye illegal mine yenyi fi omonsa. Now, apparently, no, a soldier for the castle moon, okoye, and G keys, no, forcefully, and no G or G key, no, or unlock handcuffs, because now bang and a tissue. Now bang and a tissue. Now, science in our air course, no, almost Sansuko police station, where a soldier for now, I was so unprotected, you know, okay, soldier for now they were being attacked. But in some na ekoso no so no di oni moshe. He does not know anything about it. And I said you in some na ekoso no ye try and try the atuno. So following this no journalist Erastus Donko or the Nsimbi Ababe Tuja or party said, you know, this particular man, a particular MP will chantro because Erastus so Abema a version of event which is totally different from what apparently no sa MP can want them. And indeed, or party say, the Abema who say okay, as same way nukre woman near the adenom. The fact said, you bet shit, sa MP, which this particular MP arrest has been effected. But you could see Erastus Donko, what he said during an interview by Betuaso.
For the first time, but subsequent to that, the narratives ni be na abba. Do you still stand by the uposti, you know?
I still stand by it, and I'm saying that the MP's statement did not mention that he was there at the site for hours and he was not just passing by. It is what I said. That would come up a year and then or anyone more engagee for hours. And he demanded that they remove the handcuffs from those arrested. And the soldiers said no. Subsequently, the soldiers decided that anyway, the emphasis suspects don't call the nearest police station, let's hand them over. Also, he was followed by some men. It was when they went to the police station that more people joined the people that he brought and engaged them to the extent that they vandalized the vehicle of the Naimos commander and another vehicle as well. And they threatened to burn down the police station. So reinforcement had to come in. That is fact. I wonder why the MP is now backing off from the fact that he went to the site and he was there for hours and he was not just passing by.
Okay, into the MP no claims say, of course, that he went to the site no Wajiatum. He claims though say na ono okwe ye Honorable Collins Dauda and a catcher and say on koho no pese one Naimos commander no ekasa ena okoye oko na ne constituency vice chairman ena ne driver pe ene di nachi okodru ho no or the phone no ema Naimos commander ne Collins Dauda ekasa e owie na owo ho a hwe se omonfa suspect na enko police station to di omachi ena omunyina akọ ohwediem. That is as far as he went according to him. You are saying sir he even demanded sir Naimos for no free suspect omunyi handcuffs in free one sir.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But interestingly he denies that bit no vehemently.
Well, that is why I'm calling for an independent probe.
Okay.
Maybe when an independent probe is established and there is evidence to the fact that he demanded that they should remove the handcuffs, in fact, release the suspect. So if it's in doubt and a probe is set and all the parties present their evidence to that committee or investigative body, definitely a paper out. No criminal, a paper out. Whether we come back and no go police station and I say one person demanded you release you homo. Then I paper bomb. I'm over here.
Now we can say yeah. You are saying say all court site on na in Konfo Dinechi. The police statement also confirms that say he went there with men and demanded for their release. But he says and the chairman and the driver and Kwamwe nipa mi nipa ni Dinechi. Is he not telling the truth in that regard?
And the papa, which one are you believing?
Oh no,
the police have told you. The normal soldiers have also told you the same story.
Okay.
I am telling you the same story. One person is denying all these three
points.
So it's only an independent body. When they invite for evidence, it will be brought. In fact, there's evidence to that effect. When it is brought, maybe at that point, he will believe himself. For now, maybe he doubts himself.
Many honorable. I don't know why. Very well. Many honorable Collins Dauda, Edin Komo from South Africa. And he says, site honor, any illegal mining site. Now, the guys, what they do, they say, omukoto tailings. Now, omona babe wash it, and you go. They are not engaged in destroying forest reserves or water bodies. Tailings. Their friend is Sanko House today.
Investigation. I am more dangerous than even mining in the forest reserve.
Hey.
One, which I almost said, a dear chemical, and almost did TT tailings, you know. Which I all you see cyanide, any another form of acid, any TT tailings, you know. And I have followed this for some time. They said, they said, Mama realized, they said,
yes.
Now, tailings, normal realize it's about 70% of recoverable gold. That's it. Almost even you gold, 70% still our tailings. And so say, many of the small scale for almost to talk and now almost you did a friend leaching almost the cyanide. And I mix it normal to pay, normal the yasim, normal the boom, normal processing. Now cyanide no go and Google and find out the effect of cyanide on the environment. That's what they were doing there. Now Obiwa can say cyanide near the leaching, so in case of a say, oh yeah, processing of gold, do you need a license or you don't need a license?
You need a license.
And ask them whether they have a license to use chemicals to do the processing. Which of course is very dangerous to the data community now. Only idea no. Because one,
yes.
The ensure part. A best simple acid down to underground water. In future, obi dig borehole e area ho ba bia so the show no and no man now the bibia the ho ba kire no. That is the danger or the dangerous aspect of Niamoya.
Yeah.
It's a part of Sadia Namoya on license. So many licenses are. To me, Ben, on the Sadia no. Environmental Protection Agency, are they aware that only you should cyanide and the leachy? What have they done about it? It is a Naimos, and yet, sir, I didn't know. I'm going to say, you stop us activity now. What would have happened?
It also pay
and then you have people who are supposed to assist Naimos to do its job, fighting against it. Why?
From your investigations, do you know the guys behind Sa site no?
Almost one leg came forward, indicating yourself where an You see, your mindset about sex. People say, "Oh, but they are many Jumano and Mansio and a forest in the correct." And a very ignorant position. Because the way you understand now you see chemicals are. At the end of the day, how are you disposing of those chemicals?
Yes.
Because many companies like the Sierra Crown, Busaminas Commission, they will tell you any of such treatment processes are monitored by the EPA and other agencies. How you treat them before you even lead them into the environment is monitored, it's supervised. But how come an individual is using cyanide to do that process in a settlement area and we are glorifying it?
I was a bit, you know,
So that is the issue at Air So now, straight up, let's move on to Chema Wuntumi, because today Chema Wuntumi appeared in court in regards with his case on the Attorney General Mowa. Air remember, Akunta minor, it has been charged. But then there's been certain developments that happened within the past 48 hours. It is going to really define how the case moves on, and now we can see the trajectory of the case. It's in Sembe and the Baye. Yeah, that's sorry. Yeah, a year Attorney General no one on the screen. So Attorney General withdraws charges against Akunta Mining General Manager Edward Akuako after he offers to testify for state in Wuntumi's Tano Nemere Forest Galamsey trial. So a year Wuntumi ono ankasa na Akunta Mine no nipa oye general manager IFN Edward Akuako no o say yampa, because Attorney General charge Wuntumi together with Akunta Mine and some manager na ohwe sa company na Akunta Mine and manager na ba I say okay bonini di nemo media contract me say menko yujuma keke and na oni Attorney General Akwadel say if that is the case, then why don't you testify against your boss, your CEO? Akunta Mining CEO. It's a manager, you testify against Akunta Mining CEO. You drop your charges. No. Remember, I said the same tactics was used in the Dubuahin case, and the same tactics now is being employed in the Chema Wuntumi's case. It's in this case, no, the person apparently, involved. You're charging on also be testify against Wuntumi on general manager also be testify against on which say a star witness at the end of the day who can lead the arrest and subsequent jailing of Chema Wuntumi. Now, far from this, Chema Wuntumi really appeared earlier, and of course, I didn't need can share. But then, of course, and court journey the case to November 12th and December 4th respectively, because cases are two different. Baku mining, baku illegal but then it's here for young share some of the mood in court today, because Wuntumi lawyers they are not happy with the way things are going, and according to them, all these things are state persecution and political witch hunt. I didn't tell a lawyer no air cast in same way, and also there are various reactions if he scores of people within the NDC faction and also on social media. People are saying this whole thing say Wuntumi is working in close conjunct with Attorney General, it just speaks say I don't know ye to me action because of his political affiliation with a year Baumia and so forth. But then young question this particular video of what a year to me the lawyers no edituja ye babaka. We will continue with more updates on this particular issue.
Yesterday we saw a court document suggesting that the Attorney General has dropped the charges against the General Manager of Akonta Mining, Edward Akoko. How does that affect your case? Because he's going to testify as a prosecution witness.
We have just been served with the notice of withdrawal of the fourth accused person.
Yes.
So they have come under the rules of court, so they have every right to do so. We are going to prepare our case when they are ready. It doesn't change our position. We have still pleaded not guilty, and we will come to prosecute the case religiously to the best of our professional expertise. Indeed, I always sound this warning that we should be careful not to attempt to influence decisions of court. Attorney General is also Minister for Justice, and his role as Minister of Justice is even more important than his role as the Attorney General and government prosecutor, because the justice of the moment is so important to every one of us as citizens of the country, because our emblem is freedom and justice. So if Attorney General, with all the materials available to him, all the resources available to him, including him being human personnel, if it is just for him to only rely on a former accused person to prosecute a matter against one of the accused persons or some of the accused persons, and he thinks that justice may not be undermined, that is his decision. But I would have thought that his role as Minister of Justice would have persuaded him at all times to be careful that the freedom and the justice of the moment is served also on all the accused persons until they are proven guilty. But the way that the Attorney General appears to be poaching his own accused persons suggests that there is intent to undermine the cause of justice. We will resist your princess rule. Thank you.
So that was Chemawung to me, the lawyer. But then following this, you dropping charges against Chemawung to me, the lawyers, the general manager, no, me no can say no, their reactions are ever. So this was Chemawung to me, a bra of court na. As he began as my chairman, I bentemu or says he on person of casa because the lawyers no na umunyam ba. Yem kwashe a reaction from Kevin Taylor on the charges being dropped against Akonta Mining's general manager. See, I'm about to testify against Chemawung to me.
General manager Edward Akoko, after he offers to testify for states in Wuntumi's Tano Nimire Forest Galamsey trial. Hesiano, eye Wuntumi or Galamsey camping. Senor Ozi, the last time I checked, Wuntumi wasn't a house help. He was a Galamsey camping, and the government has gotten him. They are dealing with him. So stop that nonsense talk. Where are the kingpins? When are you going to arrest the kingpin? Unless you don't arrest kingpins. Kingpins are not balls in front of your thighs. Kingpins are criminals who dealt in illegal mining. Now, the Abeto and then say, Aya Attorney General, Aya Chemawung to me, en Kofua na odi omu di juma say Ghana and Sase. Odi Akonta mining ewura eye Nimire Forest mua Ekufuado. Aya Samuel Abujinapo. Omu be a Ghana forest under MPP say obi anwura mu nkodi asase ne nse no aban sesan ya bechi Chemawung to me a diligent court no ni nipa ba ko pa na one ne bokro no ene ne ko ebokosu atafre no ende akwa ne se ono beso beko jail into obeka ne nyina into no sesia no oba be yedwuma ma Attorney General oba be dia danse etia Chemawung to me and your friend said the government or the AG they have flipped one of the suspects. And as I speak to you, chairman wuntumi the gangaliers ni baako na oye manager na ono na a leady chairman wuntumi Galamsey dwumadi a odi was some of the forest around the nation, specifically Nimiri forest no. And saa nipa ne say wakacha attorney general chairman wuntumi sika onya no ono nkwa ne di ye edan osi ye ono nkwa ne si ye saa girls okofo no ono moteta ejimifo girls yi ono nkwa ne koye man kokoteta bi enti menko jail ma chairman wuntumi enti okuoku Edward okuoku say ono de opese attorney general eboa no na obeka attorney general ho na de ewo mu bia no okacha attorney general ne ye de bua chairman wuntumi eni omo amaka no for. Into the attorney general has been able to flip one criminal. And you see, in all this, right, the kingpin is still around. He's still under Ghana's grips. Now, as attorney general to me flip a big shot like this, I don't care about the deal attorney general and the Cartier. I don't care. Say, nipa no be anti-free, na se chairman want to me come 30 years, I'm fine. That's all that I need. And it's part of prosecution. Prosecution is basically like barter trade. It's basically like a business investment. To make your case better, you always need to make sure, say, you have something that will convince the judge, the jury, that the person you are going after, no, that person is guilty of the crimes or allegations or whatever you have against them. Now, if even you have to go into that person's camp and get somebody in there and tell him, I'll give you a better deal. Because if you don't come and make sure you give me what I want to prosecute the one I need, you might end up at the same place. So, 30 years, I want to 30 years. Now, who was the Sika Chema won't me di? Sika onye free gold him, Sika onye free the oye. Now, show him. That's only Chema won't to go them 30 years. So, when the Minyansa, Obaka Attorney General say, you know what? No, Minjimi ye. Because Chema won't to me Eddie in Kwasia for Machi. Emabia omonum kopa guma omokasa omonum ntutuo e de se impro time na one inketiama eda out tatata no hono saa time na wuni hobi until you are not going to go to jail for chairman wuntumi. Until clearly somebody is reasoning ebia okon no owoyere owoma omone na kasa da chairman wuntumi be you go to good table so na wuni hobi o da chairman wuntumi ebo tuo na wuni hobi o Ujimi a chairman wuntumi no ono we sika kotu baby o ebi obetumi atwitwa no ho kakran ebi a wo kwa dem 30 years o enti ka no kore no enti papa ne se enkyene ye de na mokoso wo de eye bibia e friend akweside so e de enti saa yomere nyina ontumi ema ne mpa no because wo hwe sibia akweside ye na woni wa se ne a wenhu akweside ya wadwonjiri saa yomere nyina wo se na me okonko pa I'm going to follow chairman wuntumi for what reason? Chama wuntumi nya ne sikei me a edan kakraka osi wensi bia ma me nkoku ano no mudei woni omtetata omuhui na me ni obi owura forest Ghana oil politics me obi anim me nti sesi aso be akosidei me kodem 20 years na akosidei saa 20 years me hu bi dabi se yenya akosidei nhwe de anka be tena fie ama chama wuntumi akodem nti ye de chama wuntumi a exchange akosidei okuoku so pa akosidei moko de na nkyene so de enti ode chema wuntumi a exchange akosidei obefili akosidei se obekwa hye jail na wonya akosidei didie anka chema wuntumi nkom enti enne eye okuoku se be say osi oni attorney general be yedwuma sebio ende ono eba be ginem edi adansie etia chema wuntumi e wo court boy ne friend se aban no eye edwuma attorney general e bo edwuma enti okuoku de se onko dem no beti ebia no da eye Kumasi prisons eno so okrom pon enso o ha wote o so mo ya kweside na wote an akweside kese pa content from no oni abekon aye na obekon 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 asantie oni abekon aye na obekon gra hey obeti no prison was here akoside ekoso na minko dem match eba untumi and the obedem di anka akoside eba hwene ndi anka chema untumi ndem so okuoku has substituted akoside for chema untumi ogwa kodi akoside oni abekon ya na obekon oni abekon ya na obekon
So that was exactly the issue at Air Course in regards with Chairman to me, because in Semna Air Course ne be, and definitely there's been a lot of reactions at Course. So I just will be a air na drink in regards to Chairman to me. So Chairman to me updates ne said the general manager no to see and also be testify against Onwankasa ne boss Chairman to me. Now, as I said, they will take it over from there. So that is exactly what is really going on now. You could see, sir, there is indeed a lot of reaction. Definitely, you know, me as sure such a man to me will feel a bit betrayed, because I said my bana kana general manager or general manager from a company all of a sudden also be testify against media, which means idea will be because a big blue power, and obvious no, it has the whole issue I ever say fear human being. So that is exactly what is really going on. Let us say so we'll be moving on, because it's here for and then some now they bring no a baby, and there are a lot of arrests, there are a lot of cases. They be the high court, you know, why butu ati ase de bia high court why butu because afibia no ye be sorry bia say ensem foforo na the eba you could see say attorney general ni abre pass at the end of the day all those people who are involved in various cases no, they will arrest all of them, they will bring them to book, including a MPP, a big wigs. You could see clearly said there are issues. So we are following this issue, and definitely more updates as all of these various issues no continue to unfold right here in this particular country. For in regards with the case of Mustafa Hamid, this happened to be a former appointee of the Akufo-Addo administration. He's also been fingered in an explosive corruption allegation case. But no, to me case na no criminal supporting criminals. Allegedly, a bit like I said, criminals supporting criminals. You can put it that way. And I say, you criminal is such a hard word, but then one more, they are in that investigation, they are supporting them. So Mustafa Hamid or Stormy Court, according to you, went there to support Chairman to me. But then a brag will share bloggers, no, OYBB, and okay, same be Emma OSP Ababe Kasa. Yeah, share the video, the video involved that it's here for a sparking all of these things among four parts. Mustafa Hamid, if you know exactly what's about to happen, perhaps Obesha Osapo Munsu, you should video a babaka, you better us.
What's your problem? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I came to support my friend who to me. Me, my matter there is useless. That's nothing. It's true. YouTube blogger. Okay.
Honorable Kanya. Also, me, I came to support my friend Chairman to my matter there is useless. Now, following this, no, OSP has spoken about this. I mean, we can say, you know, Oko social media will release a lengthy press release to actually tell us exactly what is really going on. You know, you need and share social media, Twitter to be precise. So, Office of the Special Prosecutor, they brought out a lengthy release to actually tell us exactly what is really going on. But Osha has say, they gave us a snapshot of case ongoing to show us Mustafa versus Republic versus Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others. So they are telling us the cases against these people, no, it is definitely ongoing. In really, I'll say this coming from the Office of the Special Prosecutor today. Also following a video in which the former chief executive of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, dismissed his ongoing criminal investigation as useless. It is important to restate the facts behind his prosecution and why the state considers the case both serious and substantial. In the Office of the Special Prosecutor, video Mustafa Hamid, who happened to be an executive with a former appointee and a former chief executive officer of the National Petroleum Authority, quarter on the Okache blogger. So me my case there is fake. And special prosecutor is a case no is still ongoing. It is very, very, very serious. Or more evidence that they'll use against him. Also, Dr. Abdul Hamid, the first accused is standing trial before the Criminal High Court in Accra on several counts of serious corruption and financial crimes. These include conspiracy to commit extortion by a public officer joined with 2 MP officials accused of plotting to extort 291 million Ghana cedis and 332,000 from bulk oil transporters and oil marketing companies between December 2022 and December 2024. On purchases here, no, the case between Mustafa Hamid, no, so where they are born, no, so you fake, no, the first one, they say, oye na adwin se obeji sika ana obewia sika na sa sika na oye na adwin se obewia no na owaban mu nti aban de you are supposed to protect the public purse. You're not supposed to steal from it. Say sika na abranti ana pay na owia no baako ye almost 300 million, which is 291 million Ghana cedis, and about say almost 322 or 340,000 Ghana cedis, but we shall see $332,000 $332,000. Back when ye 291 million Ghana cedis, and about $332,000. Or price sa a buying the power I Mustafa Hamid no between December 2022 and December 2024. Or ye not say obey ye contract and also obey Kanana obefa Kanana kwan bi so no wagi say sika yi efi bust ye bulk oil transports any oil marketing companies ni nyina no because he happened to be the National Petroleum Authority chief executive. It no ni position na or the sika ewie sika. It was 2 counts of extortion by a public officer, an unlawful receipt of 24,230,000 Ghana cedis from oil transporters and haulage companies under the guise of official duties. No, I say, Mustafa Hamid, Okoji Sikebi, Baku 24 million Ghana cedis, and a Baku 230,000 Ghana cedis from oil transporters. Any haulage companies say, or just Canada official duties. It's no. Okusa sika we okwaje ye a osi enfa mani ya if he oil transporters or any haulage companies on also just cannot di juma or the official duties mi was cano FA baby back with 230,000 Ghana cedis back with 24 million Ghana cedis. And also 2 counts of using public office for profit, accused of abusing his office as MPA chief executive for private gain, unlawfully enriching himself with 24 million Ghana cedis and 230,000 Ghana cedis. No price say so ebra na papa Mustafa Hamid or ye MP National Petroleum Authority Chief Executive Officer no sika no kwaje no oje se odi enriche ne ho. He took it under the guy say or the official duties, but unfortunately no the money was only going into his pocket as a public officer who discard the enriche ho a criminal offense. Yes, also ento aso ewo hasi or say money laundering, that's other charge they are bono. Found to be in possession of 15 million Ghana cedis, an amount disproportionate to his non-legitimate source of income. Okay, source of income, and suspected to be proceeds of crime. Omo patch say Mustafa Hamid omo ready no hwehwe ne bank account mu ni ade no. Omo se pay or be 15 million Ghana cedis e won account mu ana ne asset or one ebi kura brosa because o hwe zeros na tato na 6.29. So over 15 million Ghana cedis no e bisa 15 million Ghana cedis who fi hin ko Mustafa Hamid as an MPA boss our salary require in 200,000 cedis a month. Inti ukonya 15 million Ghana cedis ni fi, which means so boy the boss with the wa faculty coin be so add 24 million Ghana cedis. So would call your official duties a brand new MPA boss and additional 230,000 Ghana cedis. So would call your official duties because you are an MPA boss, which is all of these things. No, OJ say or the enrich home. One fan call any official duties. Inti your share account 50 million Ghana cedis, which according to OSP a proceeds of criminal and a proceeds of crime. Say scan we are no a home fast so and at the account one account. In total, Dr. Hamid Abdulhamid alleged to have played a leading role in a grand extortion and laundering scheme that caused the state and petroleum sector to lose an exceeding 291 million and over $330,000. Japan said Mustafa Hamid, apart from all the things are you know, one of the things very serious. This is one minor boka. Contract be na 291 million say ye this can na say this can kono say scan aira into state na boka 291 million and also no additional $330,000 and no see boka into back 291 million Ghana cedis and no say scan the state have lost it through and me koyo official just no transfer 291 million equal and additional $330,000 and also the echo and never down. Then also the Office of the Special Prosecutor has already seized and frozen assets valued more than over 100 million and over $100 million with additional assets under tracing. These actions are based on strong documentary, banking, and transaction evidence linking the proceeds to alleged offenses. No, but I say Office of the Special Prosecutor no investigation no more no. A serious one because Mustafa Hamid, your share account, when put them make us 50 million no, say 50 million no cry a physical cash I won't fear what GU. Which means OSP echo ni fee no 50 million and then won fee a daho a home cho and ye fire. But ye share a bank account muno, ye 100 million Ghana cedis back. Sika over 100 million Ghana cedis. Or accounts be ni sika ba kwa ne woman ye over 100 million Ghana cedis. Say a dim Mustafa Hamid, who MP, former MPA boss, so salary can do 100,000 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, over 100 million Ghana cedis at that one of accounts. And aside from that, to over $100,000. So at that one of the accounts, I know so that one home to. Meaning you freeze those two accounts. Aside from that, to if ye in Japadie cantonments is Legon Dine with CC and the water, you're jinning me freeze because Sika or the Kotua and or the purchase these kind of properties. No, you trace in which says can if MP National Petroleum Authority, which means a process of criminal acts. It's a freezing in that. Some pain and no one be general send the case in the foolish case on chain on him their airbar. So this case represents a major step in protecting public funds, ensuring accountability in the petroleum sector, and affirming that no public officials is above the law. The seriousness of the charges and the scale of the alleged losses make the prosecution a critical test of Ghana's commitment to fighting corruption. The next court date is Thursday, 13th November 2025. Into a part say Mustafa Hamid. Since someone on social media, a foolish case. It's information you and your foolish case. Now, she pay the why na a idea a very serious offense because as an MPA boss, you are supposed to make sure the country get money. Meanwhile, what na would di enim and a uviaga nesika. We so now to me to turn dying a 100 million Ghana cedis our accounts back $100,000 our accounts back we are about catch is a case near foolish case and a OSP patch say prosecution in the ebe cost because I know any action or share I say 9 others the Oshe picture near house Republic versus 9 others Mustafa Hamid boom Jacob Kwamina Anka Ewum Wendy Newman womb, Albert Ankra womb, Isaac Mensah womb, Bright womb, and the last name but then all of these 9 people Minoka say picture ne 1 7 yafa ba kwankan but all of these people Minoka say ya charge omo enya asem into OSP pa say case no ye be san frɛ no November 13th Thursday November 13th for mbeko and the make sure at the end of the day no obi biara ne ho bon sa case no bia no at the end of the day no they will be able to your friend is saying arrest the person. So that is exactly what is really going on now. You could see clearly say their cases are cases never hono or see a show na ye can if edumbe see I say more updates as all of this issue course because Mustafa Hamid case no OSP abe patch say it is still ongoing.
What's your problem? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I came to support my friend who to me. Me, my matter there is useless. That's nothing. It's true.